Sir, you need to leave this property immediately.
Excuse me? I live here. This is my home.
I got a call that you're trespassing. You match the description of a suspicious person.
Suspicious? I am the homeowner. This is my house.
Homeowner or not, you're leaving. I need to see your ID now.
I'm providing ID.
Officer Brandon Walsh had been with the San Jose Police Department for 17 years. In those 17 years, he'd accumulated 34 formal complaints. 29 of them involved black people he'd accused of trespassing, loitering, or not belonging at luxury estates and high-value properties in Silicon Valley's wealthiest enclaves. A black venture capitalist entering his mansion was questioned for breaking and entering. A black tech executive at his pool was told he looked like hired help. A black entrepreneur in his driveway was detained for car theft of his own Ferrari. A black angel investor on his tennis court was investigated for trespassing on private recreational facilities. A black software CEO watering plants was handcuffed for unauthorized use of property. A black hedge fund manager unlocking his gate was arrested for attempted burglary of a high-value residence. Every complaint ended the same way. Property records confirming ownership of multi-million-dollar estates, internal review that cleared Walsh, bias training he attended but dismissed, written warnings that accumulated but meant nothing, union protection that blocked any meaningful discipline. One Sunday afternoon in San Jose, his 17-year pattern of assuming black people didn't belong in Silicon Valley's most exclusive neighborhoods finally confronted someone who'd built a billion-dollar tech empire from scratch. Purchased one of the area's most spectacular estates as a testament to his success, and wasn't going to accept being treated like a criminal on the property he'd earned through innovation and relentless work. That confrontation would end Walsh's career, cost the city $19 million in the largest settlement of its kind in California history, and expose a department that had ignored 34 complaints over 17 years. Marcus Washington, a 49-year-old technology CEO and founder, was standing in the courtyard of his own Atherton estate, directing movers as they delivered furniture, when police cars pulled up and officers emerged with weapons drawn. His house keys were in his pocket, his driver's license in his study, his name on the deed for the $18 million property. No crime, no trespassing, no violation, just a CEO moving furniture into his own home. But Officer Walsh saw him through a lens so warped by racial assumptions that he couldn't process a black man at a mega mansion as the legitimate owner, even when the man was clearly orchestrating a furniture delivery to his own property. Before we continue, where are you watching from? Hit that subscribe button. These stories expose the truth. San Jose, California. Atherton, the wealthiest zip code in America, where tech billionaires, venture capitalists, and CEOs lived behind gates and walls. Marcus's estate was a stunning 12,000-square-foot modern mansion on 2 acres with a pool, tennis court, guest house, and mountain views. He'd purchased it 2 years ago for $18 million cash after his company's IPO. It was 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, temperature 72 Tino, perfect California weather. The street was quiet with the extreme privacy that defined Atherton. Marcus Washington had been in tech for 26 years, currently CEO and founder of Cloud Tech Systems, a cloud computing company he'd started in his garage 15 years ago. He'd grown it from a 2-person operation to 3,000 employees worldwide. The company had gone public 3 years ago and was now valued at $5 billion. Marcus personally owned equity worth over $800 million. He'd been featured on magazine covers, spoke at major conferences, advised other entrepreneurs. He'd graduated from Stanford with a computer science degree, then an MBA from Harvard. He'd revolutionized cloud infrastructure with patents that changed the industry. He earned tens of millions annually in salary, bonuses, and stock. He'd purchased his Atherton estate 2 years ago for $18 million in cash as a symbol of his achievement. A black man from modest beginnings in Oakland who'd built a tech empire and earned his place among Silicon Valley's elite. He'd been renovating and furnishing it, and today was a major furniture delivery from a high-end designer. That afternoon, Marcus was supervising the delivery of custom furniture worth over $500,000. Sofas, dining tables, artwork. The moving trucks were parked in his circular driveway. Professional movers were carrying pieces into the house. Marcus was directing them, telling them which rooms, checking items off his list. He was in jeans and a Stanford hoodie, clipboard in hand, clearly in charge of the operation. Then he heard sirens and saw multiple police cars pulling up fast. Do you think officers should verify property ownership before confronting homeowners? Drop your answer below. Officer Brandon Walsh had those 34 complaints over 17 years. 29 involved black people at luxury estates in Silicon Valley, a pattern so extreme and undeniable that multiple supervisors had recommended his termination. Tech industry leaders had complained directly to the police chief. Civil rights organizations had filed formal complaints, and internal affairs had flagged him as a severe liability in wealthy areas. But the police union had successfully blocked every disciplinary action, arguing that Walsh was vigilant about protecting high-value properties in an area with wealthy residents. His personnel file was thick with complaints from tech executives, venture capitalists, and entrepreneurs. One internal affairs report from 3 years ago specifically stated, Officer Walsh demonstrates an inability to recognize that black individuals can be legitimate owners of luxury properties in Silicon Valley. His pattern suggests deep-seated racial bias incompatible with law enforcement. Recommend immediate termination. The recommendation was blocked by union arbitration. He remained on patrol because the system valued union protection over residents' civil rights. That afternoon, Walsh was patrolling Atherton when he received multiple calls about suspicious activity. Several callers reported seeing a black man directing people to take items from a mansion, with some callers suggesting it might be an organized theft operation. Walsh arrived with backup, saw moving trucks and Marcus directing movers, and immediately assumed crime despite the obvious signs of a legitimate furniture delivery. Sir, vacate this property immediately. Marcus turned from directing a mover, confused by the hostile tone and drawn weapons. Vacate? This is my house. I own it. I received multiple reports you're trespassing at this estate. Marcus looked at the moving trucks, the furniture, the movers, then back at Walsh, bewildered. Trespassing? I live here. I'm the owner. This is my furniture being delivered to my house. This property is worth millions. There's no way you own this. Marcus felt anger flash but kept his voice controlled. He'd dealt with subtle and overt racism throughout his career. No way. I'm Marcus Washington. I'm the CEO and founder of Cloud Tech Systems. I bought this estate 2 years ago for $18 million cash. This is my home. Those are moving trucks delivering furniture I purchased. I'm directing the delivery to my own house. Can you prove you own this property? My identification is inside. My deed is inside. But I'm standing here supervising a furniture delivery to my own estate. These movers can confirm I hired them. The furniture company can verify I purchased this furniture. My neighbors know me. I need to see ID and proof of ownership right now. Everything's inside my house. I came out to supervise this delivery. I didn't bring my entire file cabinet outside. Should tech CEOs be arrested at their own mansions? Let me know what you think. One of the movers, recognizing the situation escalating, spoke up. Officer, this is Mr. Washington. He hired our company. This is his furniture being delivered to his address. We have all the paperwork. Walsh ignored him. Sir, step away from the trucks and the property. These are my trucks delivering my furniture to my house that I own. A neighbor jogging past stopped, recognizing Marcus. Officer, that's Marcus Washington. He's the Cloud Tech CEO. He owns this estate. He's been my neighbor for 2 years. What's happening? Walsh barely acknowledged her. Ma'am, keep moving. The neighbor, Elizabeth Chen, a venture capitalist, didn't move. I'm not moving. I'm Elizabeth Chen. I live 4 houses down. Marcus is my neighbor. We've had dinner together. He owns this property. This is obviously a furniture delivery. What is wrong with you? Walsh turned back to Marcus, his hand near his weapon. Sir, final warning. Leave this property or you're under arrest. Under arrest for what? Receiving furniture at my own house? You're trespassing on a high-value estate. I own the estate. I paid $18 million for it. This is my home. Walsh moved toward him. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. This is insane. I'm the CEO of a publicly traded company. I own this house. You're under arrest for trespassing, obstruction, and suspicion of organized theft. Organized theft? Of furniture I purchased being delivered to my own address? Walsh grabbed Marcus's arm and forced it behind his back, the clipboard falling to the ground. Marcus didn't resist but spoke clearly and firmly. I am not resisting. I'm complying under protest. I am Marcus Washington, CEO and founder of Cloud Tech Systems, a company valued at $5 billion. I own this property at 147 Atherton Avenue. I purchased it 2 years ago for $18 million cash. I'm being arrested in my own driveway while supervising a furniture delivery to my own home. Officer Walsh is arresting me for being a black man at a luxury estate in Atherton. I have multiple witnesses. This is unlawful and will have serious consequences. The neighbor, Elizabeth, was already on her phone calling other neighbors and Marcus's attorney. Someone call CloudTech's legal team. Someone call the mayor. The police are arresting Marcus at his own house. The movers were recording on their phones. This is wrong. He hired us. This is his house. We have all the paperwork. Walsh handcuffed Marcus, the metal tight on his wrists. Wrists that had signed billion-dollar deals, that had shaken hands with world leaders, that had typed code that revolutionized cloud computing. He walked him toward his patrol car while Marcus continued speaking, his voice calm but filled with authority. I'm the CEO of CloudTech Systems. My company employs 3,000 people. We're valued at $5 billion. I personally own equity worth over $800 million. I purchased this estate for $18 million. Property records are public. My neighbors know me. The furniture company can verify this delivery. This officer is arresting me for being black in Atherton. More neighbors were emerging now, several recognizing Marcus immediately. Other tech executives, VCs, entrepreneurs who'd attended events at his home. That's his house, one shouted. He's the CloudTech CEO, another confirmed. This is outrageous, a third yelled. He hosted a fundraiser there last month, someone called out. One neighbor, a prominent attorney, immediately called the police chief's direct line. Another was recording everything, already planning to send it to media contacts. Walsh placed Marcus in the back of his patrol car. Through the window, Marcus could see his furniture sitting in the driveway, movers standing around, uncertain what to do. His mansion in the background, neighbors gathering with phones raised. He'd built a $5 billion company from nothing. He'd employed thousands of people. He'd revolutionized an industry. Now he was handcuffed for receiving furniture at his own $18 million home. The absurdity was staggering. The rage was white hot. The drive to the station took 32 minutes through San Jose traffic. Marcus spent it thinking about the $18 million purchase price, the billion-dollar company he'd built, the board meeting he had tomorrow, the media firestorm this would create, the massive lawsuit he would file, the national attention this would generate. They arrived at San Jose PD's West Valley Division. Walsh walked him inside, still handcuffed, past a desk sergeant who looked up and immediately recognized him from news coverage. Mr. Washington? From CloudTech? Marcus spoke before Walsh could. Yes, Sergeant. I'm Marcus Washington, CEO and founder of CloudTech Systems. That's my estate in Atherton. I own it. I purchased it 2 years ago for $18 million cash. I was supervising a furniture delivery, a $500,000 order from a designer, when Officer Walsh arrested me for trespassing on my own property. Santa Clara County property records will show Marcus Washington as owner since 2022. My neighbors vouched for me, including Elizabeth Chen, the VC, who's probably calling the mayor right now. The moving company can verify I hired them. This is my home. The sergeant's face went pale. You're Marcus Washington? CloudTech went public. You're worth over $800 million in equity, yes. I earn tens of millions annually. I own that estate. This is my home. The sergeant looked at Walsh with horror and fury. Did you verify anything? Anything at all? He was directing people to take items. He was directing movers delivering furniture he purchased to his own house. Within minutes, the station erupted. The police chief arrived personally, alerted by the prominent attorney neighbor. The mayor's office was calling. CloudTech's general counsel was on the phone with lawyers. Media were already gathering outside after neighbors tipped them off. The story was breaking on social media. CloudTech CEO arrested at own home. A deputy chief, Maria Rodriguez, a 30-year veteran, reviewed everything. She spoke with the neighbors who were flooding the station with calls, verified Marcus's identity and property ownership, confirmed the furniture delivery with the moving company, reviewed his extensive public profile. She approached Marcus, still handcuffed, and removed them personally. Mr. Washington, I cannot express how sorry I am. This arrest was completely unjustified and frankly shocking. You're being released immediately with our deepest apologies. The police chief stepped forward. Mr. Washington, on behalf of San Jose PD, I am profoundly sorry. This is indefensible. He turned to Walsh with barely controlled rage. You arrested the CEO of CloudTech Systems at his own $18 million estate for supervising a furniture delivery to his own home. You ignored neighbors, including prominent members of this community. You accused him of organized theft of furniture he purchased. Badge and weapon. You're suspended immediately pending termination and likely criminal charges. Walsh went pale. Chief, I was responding to calls. You arrested a man worth $800 million at his own mansion for receiving furniture. You've generated 34 complaints in 17 years. Multiple supervisors have recommended your termination. This ends now. Your career is over. Badge, weapon, now! By that evening, the story had exploded nationally and internationally. Every major media outlet led with it. Billionaire tech CEO arrested at own mansion. CloudTech's board issued a scathing statement. Silicon Valley rallied with CEOs and VCs expressing outrage. The tech community united behind Marcus. The story trended worldwide for days. Civil rights organizations held press conferences. Legal experts called it one of the most egregious cases of racial profiling they'd seen. Marcus held a press conference the next day, his composure intact but his anger evident. I built CloudTech from nothing to $5 billion in value. I employ 3,000 people. I've revolutionized cloud infrastructure. I purchased my home for $18 million cash. Yesterday, I was arrested at my own estate for supervising a furniture delivery because Officer Walsh saw a black man and couldn't conceive that I might own the property despite obvious evidence, moving trucks, movers, neighbors vouching for me. Marcus filed a comprehensive lawsuit 8 months later against Officer Brandon Walsh, his supervisors who'd ignored 34 complaints, San Jose PD, and the city. The allegations were unprecedented in scope: false arrest without probable cause on his own property, false imprisonment, trespassing by Walsh on his property, violation of Fourth Amendment rights, racial profiling and discrimination, violation of property rights, intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation, Walsh's accusations of organized theft, damage to his reputation as a CEO, interference with his business operations, deliberate indifference to Walsh's documented pattern of bias against successful black people, punitive damages for egregious conduct. The complaint included Walsh's complete record: 34 complaints over 17 years, 29 involving black people at luxury estates, multiple supervisor recommendations for termination blocked by union protection, internal affairs reports documenting his pattern and recommending his removal. San Jose's city attorneys found absolutely no defensible position. The case was politically radioactive, legally indefensible, and morally reprehensible. Property records proved ownership of an $18 million estate. The moving company provided documentation. Neighbors testified, including prominent community members. Video existed from multiple sources. Walsh had ignored overwhelming evidence. The pattern showed deliberate indifference at catastrophic levels. The optics were devastating. A black billionaire CEO arrested at his own mansion. The city settled 22 months later. $19 million paid to Marcus Washington, the largest civil rights settlement in California history for a residential false arrest, and among the largest in U.S. history. Officer Brandon Walsh was terminated immediately after the incident. He faced federal criminal charges for deprivation of rights under color of law. He pleaded guilty and received 42 months in federal prison. His name entered the National Decertification Index with special notation. His 17-year career ended in complete disgrace. Marcus testified before the San Jose City Council and later before the California legislature. I'm the CEO of a $5 billion company. I've created 3,000 jobs. I've paid hundreds of millions in taxes. I purchased my home for $18 million cash, money I earned through innovation and hard work. And I was arrested at my own estate for receiving furniture because Officer Walsh saw a black man and couldn't accept that I belong in Atherton. He couldn't accept that a black man built a billion-dollar company. He couldn't accept that success isn't limited by race. He paused. 34 complaints in 17 years. 29 involving black people at luxury properties. Multiple supervisors tried to fire him. The union blocked it every time. San Jose PD documented everything but protected him until he arrested someone too prominent to ignore. $19 million is what taxpayers paid. But money doesn't undo being handcuffed at your own $18 million home in front of employees, movers, and neighbors. It doesn't restore the dignity stripped away when an officer tells you there's no way you own your own house. San Jose PD in California implemented sweeping reforms, mandatory property verification, automatic termination at 3 similar complaints, elimination of union protections for civil rights violations, state-level oversight, federal monitoring. This wasn't about one Sunday afternoon. This was about 17 years of documented bias and a system that protected Walsh until the victim was too powerful to dismiss. Walsh is in federal prison. The city paid $19 million. But that came after 34 complaints and 17 years of ignored warnings. Comment if union protections should be banned in civil rights cases. And if these stories matter, hit that subscribe button. This isn't about one officer or one CEO. It's about systems that protect bias over justice. Systems so broken that even a billionaire CEO isn't safe in his own home.